is up, good people? Jungle Inc. here. Hope you're doing good. Pretty nasty day out there for crypto. Bitcoin down about 5% on the day. Ethereum down 6.5%. XRP, you know we ain't gonna miss a good opportunity to dip, down about 5% as well. Solana ain't looking good, down 9%. Avalanche, Polkadot, you name it. Let me ask you on this one. Where will you start acquiring more Flare? Currently, the FLR token sitting at about 3.5 cents. Personally, myself, I'm looking for something under 2 cents. Hopefully this dip continues, but I may never get another stack of Flare. Try to get too tricky, you might miss out on a good opportunity. That's okay, this is cryptocurrencies. There's opportunity everywhere. Not looking to buy up my dollar cost average on that one, but let me know what's going on with you. Are you stacking Flare? Are you buying aggressively? Myself, I'm going to sit back and see how this proceeds. Now, why do we see everything so red? Just red everywhere. I think part of it is nothing just goes straight up. This is to be expected, but there's a lot of fear out there. We entered this year thinking there's going to be cutbacks galore. Now they're talking about maybe there'll be no cutbacks in the interest rate. And what is that going to do? I'll tell you this. I don't think they have the capacity to take this too much longer. Things will start to break, and I think that's our bigger danger here. They're going to cut rates. They're going to have to. They will as we proceed through this year. Might not be as many as people hope for. It's going to happen. The question is, does something break along the way? Do we have a Silicon Valley Bank type of situation? Maybe something bigger that causes disruption. We will see. Now, the title of this first article, Ripple CTO rejects proposal to donate 30 billion XRP to the XRP Ledger Foundation. Well, of course he does. I mean, I'm not looking to donate my XRP. I'm sure you're not looking to do that either. Ripple, they can't just give away company assets. Wouldn't be legal even if they wanted to. And who wants to give away valuable assets? That's the way I would answer it. But Ripple CTO David Schwartz responded to a proposal advocating for Ripple to donate much of its tokens held in escrow to the XRP Ledger Foundation to benefit the XRP community. When the prices are down, you hear all about Ripple selling, the monthly escrow lease, all of this kind of stuff. Look, when XRP is going up like a rocket, Ripple's selling. Ripple's always selling. They're always receiving XRP every single month. These aren't necessarily the problems that vex us. Now, I'll tell you this. Ripple spends money. They make investments. They make strategic allocations. Just the investments and allocations they've made have been poor. They haven't done much. So I don't have a problem with the investments Ripple is making in terms of dollar amounts. I just think they need to do a much better job of making sure that those investments are good, that they bear fruit, that they at least do something for Ripple, the company, if not the whole ecosystem, because they are one of the worst in this space at allocating funds. It's not, again, that they don't spend. They just do so in a really stupid manner a lot of time. If I'm Brad Garlinghouse, I'm looking at we invested in a storage company, a gaming company that doesn't do much, and they sure don't do anything on the XRP ledger. The investment in Coil, I'm like, this ain't working. And I would bring somebody in, someone that has success within blockchain of allocating capital, and I would put them at the head of RippleX, because whoever the hell they got now, they ain't doing nothing good for anyone. The best investments that I can think about that Ripple has made is Flare Networks and Near. Most people don't know that Ripple was an early day investor in Near. Yay for that. But outside of that, it's been a lot of failures. Look, it ain't easy. If it was easy, I wouldn't work for a living and I wouldn't have time to jibber jabber on YouTube. I can't do it. They can't do it. They need to bring someone in that does. But continuing on here. Panos suggested Ripple donate to the XRP Ledger Foundation so the team can manage it, allocate the tokens across various initiatives such as grants, marketing, educational campaigns, and other endeavors to enhance the XRP ecosystem. Here's the problem. I respect the XRP Ledger Foundation. How do I know they're great at allocating capital? How do I know their investments would be any better? Do they have some track record of this? Additionally, it was argued that Ripple doesn't need to hold more than 10 billion XRP. That's all that's necessary. And latest data shows Ripple holds more than 40 billion XRP. Well, how much does anyone need? It's not really relevant. No one's looking to give away their value. Schwartz pointed out the challenges of devising an appropriate restriction. So maybe they could give it to the XRP ledger, but they would want to make sure it was used well. But if they restrict the XRP and use the foundation as their puppet, what have we really accomplished here? Plus, I would say, how can they oversee someone when they're not good at it themselves? And if we kept control to ensure sanity, well, what have you accomplished? So, if I was David, I'd be like, look, as a company, we can't just gift away 30 billion XRP. It's not even, wouldn't be legal. Like, you have to safeguard company assets, not, gift them all away like some giant charity. In my last video, I was agitated about the escrow. Again, to me, that sounded like a good thing day one. It turned out to just be this giant, never-ending FUD campaign. All the projects that just don't talk about what they hold, don't show it, don't advertise it. I think they're much better off. But it's not so much, again, that someone else arbitrarily should have Ripple's XRP. I would just argue, they need to focus on bringing someone in that can make strategic investments and try to shake things up and have a little more success. Look, they spent $1 billion XRP on Coil, and all we got were these dopey blogs. Like, someone would have brought that to me and said, look, we're going to invest $1 billion XRP, and our plan is, to have god-awful blogs. I would throw them out the window like in the meme. It just wouldn't happen. We got to get someone in here that knows what they're doing. At the end of the day, it's Ripple's money. They can spend as they see fit, but since they advertise these investments as something great for everyone in XRP, I can criticize it when it goes awry. Now, Panos had another great, follow-up thread here where he says, why I'm long on XRP. XRP is super efficient. Check. Decentralized. I hate that blanket term in terms of sending payments, having your payments settle in a totally decentralized and trustless manner. Yes, absolutely. Consensus will ensure those payments settle with no middleman. Absolutely correct. Are we decentralized in the way that, the voting takes place? Absolutely not. You have this hero club with the UNL. We're devoid of any sort of governance. And their best, retort to that is if you don't like it, just spool up your own, your own ledger. That's kind of like PayPal saying we're decentralized. If you don't like it, just go launch your own PayPal. That's silly. At the end of the day, there's a spectrum for any of this in blockchain. Perfect decentralization is kind of a fairy tale, to be honest with you. I think XRP Ledger can improve its governance, and I think it would help it long term. But I don't like tossing that word decentralized around because there's a lot that encompasses beyond just being able to send payments in a decentralized manner. Deflationary currency, yes, except for the fact we are inflating supply right now. Eventually, there's a finite amount of XRP. Of course, the circulating supply, though, is inflating. Open source, check. Decentralized blockchain with a proven track record of 10 plus years. Absolutely, supposedly, I guess, the XRP ledger went down at one point in time. No one noticed it until, someone brought it up months and months later. So it's not like we really had any downtime in a realistic way. And David Schwartz actually contends it didn't go down. It continued to function as it was intended to. We're kind of splitting hairs there. One of the most efficient and, reliable chains out there. Amazing how good blockchain like the XRP ledger can just keep chugging along 24/7, 365 days a year for over a decade with no real disruptions. And this is the point that I think Panos makes that's big here. It's the OG DeFi chain that introduced the first DEX, all sorts of feature sets. I think we dropped the ball a little bit by not developing that fully, but absolutely. The potential for the XRP ledger to be integrated into DeFi systems is massive, and I think we're making steps towards that end. We're talking about AMM capabilities. We hit a little bit of a roadblock there. They're going to get it right. They're going to get it done. And then the second big key there is being able to bridge in a decentralized manner. And again, that's next on deck. It's going to be massive. We've covered that in some past videos. The next article from CoinDesk. Bitcoin is a global decentralized currency that is beyond the control and guarantee of any country. Now, the argument they're going to make here drives me nuts. I hate it. We see ETFs are driving Bitcoin's adoption into the mainstream through the retirement accounts of millions as well as portfolios constructed of thousands of financial advisors and institutions. The ETF, though, misses the point. Bitcoin is not an asset to hold. It's a currency to use. First of all, don't tell me what to do. Maybe I want to hold it as a hedge against inflation or as a geopolitical hedge, which is massive. Maybe I want to invest in the asset purely for speculation, or maybe I want to use it in payments or whatever the reason is. Who's to tell me that this asset or any asset has to be used or it is absolutely for this purpose? People try to do that with XRP too, saying, oh, it's only for the institutions. No, it's whatever the hell I want to use it for. And to say, that Bitcoin was never to be used for this purpose, what did Satoshi do? If he wanted to, he could have bought a pizza with all his coins. He's still holding them today. Again, it's going to be used for many different things, for many different people, and no one can define what these decentralized systems can be used for. ETFs do not miss the point. It is not appropriate for every investor to use a Ledger Nano, stuff it under their pillow. Some people need this type of investment vehicle to get exposure to the space, and that's fine. That doesn't stop the next person from sending a lightning payment or anything else. ETFs are here to stay. We're going to see it broaden across more crypto, and it doesn't stop the crypto enthusiast or user from using these chains for their actual capability, but it doesn't mean that ETFs miss the point. It's an important part of the overall vision for blockchain. I've read a couple warnings about this. We see from Fortune, is AI the new crypto? DeepMind co-founder says hype and grifting threaten to emerge within the sector. I bring this up because these will converge together and you will have not just AI and crypto, but AI crypto systems. Of course, there's going to be some big winners here. Know what you're doing within that sector. Do not ignore it, but understand anytime there's a lot of hype around something, people will slap an AI name on it or a .com or whatever, trying to jump on that bandwagon and get that money flowing in when you really shouldn't. So yes, there's going to be a lot of grifting. There's going to be a lot of nonsense, but you have to pay attention to AI cryptocurrencies. Get your money into some good ones. Make sure you do not ignore that sector within crypto. You think it's already blowing up. It hasn't even started. It is going to go wild as AI continues to emerge throughout this year. All eyes, and I mean all eyes right now, are on OpenAI. Can they respond to Anthropic? Because, when you look at Claude 3, it just wipes the table with GPT. I hardly ever use GPT-4 any longer. It's a piece of garbage compared to Claude 3 in a lot of ways. OpenAI has to respond in a big way, and I can't even imagine what that will look like. Look for this AI craze to continue throughout this year and continue to expand with all sorts of novel new use cases. I'm working on some pretty cool stuff just for fun. I'll do some videos on it. I'll share it with you. Blockchain attorney Jake Chavinsky says meme coin hatred is the latest episode in a long-running series called I'm Not Wrong, The Market is Wrong. This irritates a lot of people. To be honest with you, I don't really mess with meme coins a lot. Last bull run, I jumped on a couple for fun as a gamble. It doesn't bother me like stuff like Ponzi nodes, because Ponzi nodes you're selling people, as an example, a fake dream or Celsius. Like, there's no reality to that. People are fooled. They think they're going to earn yield forever. They won't, as we saw. And there'll be more stuff like that. I think when that pops up, we have to point it out with violence, because it's clearly a scam. And they're trying to rope people in and steal their money. And it's just a Ponzi scheme, plain and simple. Now, with meme coins, you kind of know what you're getting involved with, right? Literally, there's no utility. It's just a meme. It's just a gamble. As long as you know that from the onset, to me, I don't feel like I'm being cheated. That's fine. But when you're like, hey, your money's safe, we're going to pay you 20%, especially in an environment when there is no such thing as interest, like how are you earning all of this interest? That kind of thing is different. That's robbery. That's fraud. But sometimes we can get out of hand defining what's value and what people should be doing. The point of blockchain is it should be open and free. And if you want to gamble on frogs or dogs or whatever, to me, that's fine. I'm not going to promote it. I'm not going to tell you which meme coins to buy, but I don't have a problem with people that are in that. So I think sometimes we can get a little too annoying when we try to define what people should be doing with their money. But when we see scams and schemes come up within cryptocurrencies, that's different because it harms everything and everybody. I don't put meme coins in that same category. Crypto Eddie with a big announcement. There's been a rather big change for the XRP ecosystem. Burn to mint B2M to 0 for Zahao. The code has been merged to the Zahao network for the next new version that validators vote on, ending the burn of XRP to Zahao tokens. locking in a low supply. I hate that feature. I would have been more excited about Zahao if they didn't have it, but to me, what that did is it made a price ceiling. Like if the price of Zahao token ever went higher than XRP, of course people will just start burning them in over and just to arbitrage that. Why would you ever want a price ceiling, especially when you're starting out? And a price ceiling that's tied to a token with a much higher market cap and a ton more coins. Like that made no sense from day one. I thought it was the dumbest feature. I've heard all the reasons why they had that, and I'm glad they're getting rid of it. Maybe I'll take a look at Zahao now. Maybe it would make some sense as an investment. I really haven't paid much attention to it for that specific reason because I hated burn to mint. If you have a crypto token that's, 10, 15, 20 cents, and it's low supply, low market cap, but I got a cap of 60 cents, like I'm not even going to take the risk. It doesn't make any sense. So, if that goes through, you know what, I'll sit back and we'll take a look at Zahao. But until that, I have no time for it, at least from an investing perspective. I understand they say that's not the point. It's just to build functionality and hooks, and you could do a lot of amazing stuff. Great. But part of any crypto ecosystem, of course, is investors. And if it doesn't make sense for us, then your whole network don't make sense. Lastly, saw an interesting post from Ray Fuentes. And he said, you know what? Coinbase restricted my ability to transfer XRP to a cold storage wallet. I had to route it through Uphold first. I haven't had that experience. I just sent some XRP maybe 3 weeks ago. I bought it to activate a wallet just for something I'm building for fun. And all my XRP is locked away in cold storage. So I needed some XRP to activate a couple wallets and send some transactions and things like that. And so I bought XRP on Coinbase and I sent it over to personal wallets. Let me know down below if you're having any issue with this. Is that something new with Coinbase within the last couple of weeks? Is it something specific to Ray's account? Like, why is that a thing? But Weezy Win gave us a little tip here. If someone tries to do this, what you could do is send to your self-custody wallet and just enter any arbitrary number as the tag, and your payment will go through with no issues. So that's just a little trick there. If you are trying to send to self-custody but you cannot, just go ahead, and as long as you're sending to your correct self-custody wallet, throw some tags in there. Won't make any difference. But again, I'm interested to hear from you because I used Coinbase recently. No issues at all. Sending XRP, off to my some wallets. But let me know if you've had an issue with that on any exchanges. And as always, please like, please subscribe. The revolution will be televised right here on Jungle Link.